Hey everyone, it's Vivian Shuri here, author and founder of the School of Purpose Academy. I want to welcome you all to Entrepreneur City, where we're all about empowering through education and entrepreneurship. Well, guys, I'm so excited you're here today because we're going to be talking about the three types of competitors that you may face according to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant's trainer, Tim Grover, plus the secret key that you need to win in any environment. Guys, I'm so excited that you're here today because in business, you must understand that there is competition. Don't get me wrong, you are your main competition, the limits that you set upon yourself. But make no mistake about it, there are people out there that see you as competition and they will do whatever it takes to win and knock you out the box. And today we're going to be blowing the cover on those type of competitors. Well, guys, grab pen and paper because you're going to be learning all about competition from a championship training aspect. Tim Grover has been training championships athletes since 1991. Guys, so he has came out with a book called Relentless, in which we will get into a little bit more. But those are we're going to be giving you some training on that particular study. And guys, it is phenomenal because this guy is the guy that has trained Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, as well as Wayne Wade. And regardless if you like these guys or not, we all know that they are the key guys that can get results. And I know that's what you want today. So we're going to be discovering this book and we're going to give you an execution plan according to this NBA all-time trainer. All right. So while you're grabbing pen and paper, let me just fill you in a little bit more about myself because I really want you guys to get rid of all distractions. This is so good. I want you to check the description box, guys. We're going to link the audio book of this particular book. However, you can also purchase it on eBay I saw it from $1.99 and $2.99. Okay, so you'll have all of that information before this training is over. But let's take a look. Let's get right into it. Tim S. Grover. This book again is called Relentless: From Good to Great to Unstoppable. Guys, we're going through this global crisis of COVID-19, and one thing about it, guys, we know that life will bring you obstacles. It wouldn't be life if you didn't have adversity, but to be able to crush it through any adversity, any troubles and issues and obstacles that you may face. This is what we're going to be getting into today, and that is what Relentless is all about. It's not weak to recognize when it's time to shift directions. It's weak to refuse to consider other options and fail at everything because you couldn't adapt to anything. Guys, that pretty much gives you the mindset of this guy. He's taking no prisoners, no excuses. Here's another one of his quotes. I'm going to drop some of his quotes on you because I really want you guys to grasp the mindset of this guy. I got notes for you and everything, guys, because this book is so good. The audio book, which is on YouTube, is actually about maybe an hour and 45 minutes. And it is worth it. I mean, if you're doing it when you're working out, whatever you're doing, this is something that is truly worth you to listen to. So I really want you to pay close attention today. Excuse me. This is something else that he says. Crave the results so intensely that the work is irrelevant. Guys, that means you have to want it bad enough. How bad do you want it? I'm sure you've heard that. So I really want to wet your whistle in the beginning before I give you this actionable plan. And then I'm going to give you the key ingredient to all of this. But I want to wet your whistle. I want you to get excited about it because, guys, I've listened to this book. Yesterday makes the third time. And, guys, it just gets better and better every time. This book holds information. And the cool part about it, guys, is not a long read. And the cool thing about it, guys, every time I listen to it, it's just really soaking in my brain because you have to be relentless out here. You have to be relentless. And there's going to be key ingredients that you're going to learn to shift your mindset and your thinking to get to go from good to being great and then becoming unstoppable. All right. So here he is, guys. Tim Grover, the NBA champion maker, personal trainer from 1991 for over 25 plus years. So here's the story about Tim Grover, guys, if you don't know who he is. And then literally just last night, I found even more about him. He is actually, his parents actually came over here from India. I never would have known him, but to Chicago. So long story short, guys, he went to University of Chicago or something in that area, and he went out to Detroit, and he was 25 years old around the time when the Bulls lost to Detroit Pistons. I believe that was in between 89 and 91. But when Michael Jordan, when they lost to Detroit Pistons that last time, and this trainer was pretty much talking to Michael. He was 25 at the time. Michael Jordan was as well. And he was talking to him about the injuries that he had, and he has not recouped from them. So here this guy, check this out, guys. Here this guy is, Tim Grover, 25, no experience as a professional athlete trainer. He already had a program put together so that when the opportunity came, he was already ready. Guys, that right there is a golden key, a golden nugget for you to take instantly. Because right now we're going through this crisis of COVID-19 as a planet, as a globe. And some of you have taken time off to relax and regroup and think things over. And that's cool. But the best way to do it is you want to have you can have a little bit of recalibration time. We all need to recalibrate, because this was definitely something that really, kind of really just threw everybody off. However, after you have recalibrated, you should instantly start working on something so that when the opportunity comes, you will be ready. And that is what's so amazing about Tim Grover. When he finally got an opportunity after numerous interviews, when he finally got the opportunity to actually talk to Michael Jordan told him, you got 15 days. Okay. 15 days, guys, turned to 15 years. Or I believe he gave him 30 days. He said, you got 30 days, and 30 days went over to 30 years, guys. Now, let's just be clear. Let's be honest here. Michael Jordan, even like I said, again, if you don't like this guy, whatever. Kobe Bryant, if you don't like these guys, it's cool. That's your opinion. But one thing you cannot take away from these guys is the work ethic. So, if they had their own personal work ethic, they were not going to recruit anybody that was not result orientated the way they were already working out. Okay. So, this guy, I say all that to say that, this guy, Tim Grover, is the real deal. Listen, guys, we're going to jump into this training, and I'm just so excited about it because I'm all about getting results. That's why I continue to crank these videos out. Some people are like, well, we don't know who you are. You're skeptical, and that's fine, guys. Here, I've been in the entrepreneur space for over 7 years and have trained and learned from some of the top coaches out there, have been mentored by Anthony Robbins and several different other Fortune 500 company executives, have done volunteer work. Intern is the word I was looking for. Intern work for the Housewives franchise. So, guys, I have truly been out here in the entrepreneur space, and there are certain principles in business, no matter how long you've been in business or if you've just beginning, there are certain principles that never change, just like gravity. Whether you believe it or not, if you go to the top of a building, you're going to fall flat. That's a principle for you, which means a principle does not change regardless of your belief. And this is the things that I'm sharing here on this particular YouTube channel. Okay. Working for Fortune 500 companies, you learn all these different principles. And then when you go out and you realize, I'm not impacting my community the way I truly want to. Okay. And that's how I got introduced to entrepreneurship. Just wanting to impact and influence my community on a more personal level. So here I am. I've decided to share everything that I've learned and studied over the past 7 years to you to give you championship billion-dollar brand hacks that can and will work in your business only if and when you work them. Okay, so let's jump right in right now. Now, when I was talking to you today about the secret key ingredient, guys, to really finding your place and wanting to be relentless, having the energy to be relentless, because make no mistake about it, being relentless is not a cakewalk. Being relentless, being a championship is not a cakewalk, as you will soon discover. However, you have to find something that makes you want to continue to go on, even when you don't want to, even when you're pissed off, even when things are not working out the way you planned them to work out. This is all about finding your purpose. And I truly believe that this quote by Pablo Picasso really sums up the secret to life, business, and business harmony. It says the meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. You know, we're all born and created with different gifts and talents. And it's so sad because some people take all of their gifts and talents and ideas to the grave with them, being selfish, being selfish or being led by fear that they don't want to actually go out and discover those things. But the purpose of life is to give it away. And when you tap into your life purpose, no matter what happens, you're going to be filled up and energized, ready to pursue those things. As I was telling you about Tim Grover, he was 25 years old, no experience. Even if you've worked at any job, you'll know that if you don't have any experience, a lot of times people, they don't want to give you a chance. That was something that I faced a lot when I first became an entrepreneur. People, they're very skeptical. They don't want to give you a chance. But guess what? That does not mean do not have something ready, because there will come a day where you will get your opportunity. But it's all about, are you ready? And that's what I thought what was so cool about Tim Grover. All of that time he was in college, he got out, he didn't have any experience, not a lick of experience, but he believed in his vision, his dream. He believed in himself so much that he had something prepared. And that's what these things that we're talking about is really all about. Even with thinking about COVID-19, regardless if COVID-19 came or not, if you were prepared for an emergency plan to continue to get money, regardless if someone have to come to your physical location or not, you would not be as moved or as shocked or as affected by COVID-19. I'm not saying it wouldn't rock your foundation, but if you had a contingency plan already prepared, the damage, the devastation would not be as nearly as much as many people are facing right now. So Tim Grover, here's another one of his quotes, because I like this guy because he is one of those put up or shut up guys. He is one of those guys that says there's no excuse. He had a quote that said, fuck try. Try is just giving you the excuse. It's giving you the leeway to cop out later on when you don't do it. But here's one of his quotes. Physical strength measures what you can do, but mental strength measures whether you'll actually do it. Guys, it's a mental game. Like studying Olympians, NBA champions, NFL championships, top entertainers such as rappers, chefs, anybody that's at the top of their game. Guys, it's a mental thing. It's a mental piece. Literally, it's a mental game. And so many people, they focus on the physical, and the physical is good. But when life comes your way, 4 ways, 8 ways, like a karate movie, are you going to crumble? Or are you going to bounce back and be resilient to know that you can make it through? That all comes from mental strength. And this is one of his quotes. To be or not to be. So we were talking about the three different types of competitors. Okay. So you have 3 groups of people that you will face. in general. This is in business or life. Now, this is all about entrepreneurship. So we're talking about businesses, but competitors could be anything. It could be somebody at the gym. It could be with anything. Okay. But we're talking about business today. And I think this is truly important. So to be and not to be, there's three types of competitors. Number one, you get the coolers. The coolers are good, right? They're good. They read the story. They're dependable. They're good, right? The closers are great. They tell the story, okay, because they were there. There are so many different distinct ways. I'm going to break this down to you, but I want you to really grasp this. The closers, they tell the story, but the cleaners, they change the story, okay? So you have cooler, that's good. A level of expertise, you're good at what you do. The closer, you're great. And then the cleaner, you're unstoppable. Okay, the cleaners, that's the Money Mayweathers, that's the Michael Jordans, that's the LeBron James, that's the Dwayne Wades. Now think about that work ethic. That's Serena Williams. These people have almost like an obsessive work ethic because they crave a result so intensely that they're willing to go way past the required level. When everybody else is asleep, when everybody else gives up, when everybody else is laughing, are you still going? That is what the cleaner is. So let's talk about 5 distinct attributes of the cleaners, okay? Number 1, they take responsibility, okay, for everything that involves yourself. Even if you feel like it's not your fault, you're still like, you know what, fuck it, it's my fault. So that's number 1. Number 2, you drop the excuses, okay? With the cleaner, it's no problem to say I fucked up, I messed up. You know, a lot of times with the closer and the cooler, a lot of times they want to play the pity party and blame something on everybody else. But when you're the cleaner, like you're that guy, you're that girl. So you don't mind saying, you know what, I fucked up. Let's move on. Let's try something different. Okay. Here's the deal. Coolers will find an excuse. Okay. So if they fucked up, the coolers will find excuses. The cleaner, what the cleaner will do, he will find excuses and then he will have excuses, but he won't have any solutions. Okay. The closer will want to find a fall guy. Okay. This is all about when you mess up, because a lot of times you can tell a lot about people when they mess up. Do they take the responsibility for it, or do they blame it on somebody else? Right. Or do they just find a whole bunch of excuses with no solution? Okay, but basically you want to be the cleaner, which means you just say, look, I fucked up. It was me. It could be 10 other people connected to you, but you say, you know what? It was on me. And you start to find a solution and work on a solution to go ahead and go in a different direction. Next, you develop the confidence to say I screwed up, and people will respect you for it. That's another piece, being a cleaner and really just admitting, you know, that you screwed up. Number 3, stop looking for get rich quick schemes or the magic pill. Guys, there's no get rich quick schemes. There really aren't. There's only hacks. There's principles to business. You get a blueprint, a plan, and then you can have hacks. Hacks pretty much means, and we're going to cover that today, but hacks pretty much means you see somebody that's doing what you want to do and you copy it. No, you're not going to copy it every single thing that you can, because everybody walk is different. So even if you literally wanted to copy off every single detail of something that someone did, it's not going to work out for you the same, because that's not your walk. At the end of the day, everybody has their own walk, their own process they have to go through. So you have to stop looking for get quick schemes or the magic pill. Don't get me wrong, hacks are definitely effective, and that's what we cover here on this particular training and podcast. However, there's no magic pills. Number 4, do the work. Man, guys, you know what? One thing that I discovered, especially in the weight loss category, because I'm truly into healthy lifestyles and I have gained weight and lost weight. But one thing I realize is there's a lot of workout and weight loss plans that truly work, but you have to work them. It's like people, they want a result, but they're not willing to work the plan. You'll bring them all the tools, all the resources, all the trainings that they need. You give them everything, and they still is like, okay, they got all the tools, they got all the pieces to the puzzle, but it's like they're not making any effort to put it together. Guys, you have to do the work. Okay. When you want to win or you're serious about becoming a winner, you have to show up and do the work. You got to work hard and listen, right? You have to show up. Next, you got to push yourself. Number 5, you have to push yourself. This is something else too, guys. Did you know that literally you don't grow until you push yourself past your limits? Okay, you don't grow. You know, it's like when you're lifting weights. If you did 10 sets, two sets of 10 with a 15-pound dumbbell, the next time you should be doing 3 sets. Okay, 3 sets, because you want to push yourself. It's just like the person that continues to play. Maybe you're doing one-on-one with somebody from the neighborhood, right? But you want to train for the Olympians. So guess what? You're going to have to leave your neighborhood. You're going to have to push yourself. It's just like if you're on the treadmill, right? You might start with 3.5 for 10 minutes. But guess what? That next day, you should be pushing towards 4.0 as far as speed goes. Every day, you have to do something that you do not want to do. You have to challenge yourself every day. Push yourself beyond your limiting beliefs. Okay, that's how you grow, by pushing your boundaries and expanding them. Okay, even if it's just a little bit, like every single day. So even if you don't do something on your website, even if you don't do, something on a blog or podcast, you should at least be taking notes and just researching your niche or your industry, something every day. Even if you're doing incantations, or even if you're repeating quotes, meditation, you should be doing something every day, moving you closer to your goal, to push yourself even when you don't feel like it. Okay. So we're talking about these 3 different types of competitors. Okay. And what you must understand is, with competitors, like anything else, success leaves clues. Okay. Success leaves clues, which is cool for you, because only thing you need to do is, say for instance, if you feel that your business is in a place where you need to ramp up sales, and maybe you have a competitor, like a competitor restaurant or salon or business that has moved into your area, right? So only thing you need to do is understand that success leaves clues. So what you're going to do at that point is, you need to observe that business. Okay. You need to observe your competition. See, because success leaves clues. So that means that when you observe them enough, you will start to find out where their power points are and where their weaknesses are. You can get on their website to see what makes them different. Okay. And then here's the magic part to this, with success leaves clues. After you have used this same model to figure out your competition, now you'll understand what you need to do to crush them. Okay? Because again, I told you there's 3 types of competitors. You have the coolers, the closers, and the cleaners. Okay. And you'll be able to pick them out. Basically, you must understand that the cleaners are going to be the ones that's there when you're there. They're up early. They're waiting on you to get to your store. Okay. And if you don't have someone that's right there, you'll be able to figure them out. Okay. There must be a closer or a cooler. Okay. But guess what? To break this down even more, because I really want you to understand how effective that this particular strategy is, we're going to talk about the 6 personalities that could fall into those 3 categories. Okay. So you got 6 competitive personalities. So they could be a cleaner, cooler, or a closer. Doesn't matter. Right? However, they may take on these 6 personalities, and these personalities is probably going to be something more of what you can relate to as far as your competition with your business. Okay. Number 1, the savvy salesperson. positive energy, over the top productions. Okay. All of these different personality types, they come with different pain points. And when you understand what the pain points are, you can position your business to go to the next level and leave the competition in the dust. Because there are only 6 human needs, 6 emotional reasons why people buy. And when you discover who your target market is, you can position everything to hit those pain points. And guess what? When competition moves in, you understand how they're playing the game. Now you can come on the offensive side and position your business to crush them on their weak points. So for an example, the savvy salesperson with positive energy and over the top productions, guess what? They might leave out the more shy or the more casual or non-talkative customer. Okay, that's not so aggressive, because they are positive energy and over the top, and sometimes that kind of make people stand off. Okay. Next we got the tech savvy salesperson. This is the person that knows all the different applications, new website, everything, right? But guess what? Their pain point is, even though they know everything about online, their offline in-person skills might be weak. So say, for instance, if you had a restaurant that moved into the neighborhood, or a boutique that moved into the neighborhood, and you notice they're all over the internet. But guess what? When people come in, they don't know how to handle the clients when they come in. You notice that their customer service, their in-store experience is crap. So you double up on that particular experience. Okay. Number 3, the veteran. That's another type of personality type. You guys have met the veterans. If you've ever had a job, you go to the job and you got people that's been there for 5, 10 plus years, and they know everything about the job. But guess what? They're very knowledgeable, but they're not keeping up with the current things that are coming out in the market, because they're so stuck in that routine that they have been in. So you can check this out as well. You got business owners. They've been doing this for so long. They got a client base. And guess what? When a new technology comes along, just like social media, for an example, you have businesses, they have been in business for so long, right? They've been in business for so long. Social media came by and they're like, oh, it's a scam. We don't need it. But now they're begging for someone to help them out with their social media profile. Even in the beauty industry right now, with this COVID-19 crisis, and some of the salons are starting to open up, but the damage has truly been done. It's crazy, because I talked to so many different salon owners that were against social media. But had they had a social media presence, not even just saying Instagram and Facebook, it could have been Pinterest. It could have been different platforms. The point is, had they taken advantage of the new social media outlets that were coming along, even when COVID-19 shut down their retail locations, they could have continued to communicate as well as sell things to their customer base. But because they were that veteran type of competition, guess what? They had to sit down. Next, you got the rookie agent, and that's someone that's just starting out. They're full of vibrant and energy, but the catch to them is they may not have all of the experience. So if that's what you're using, that's what you're working against, then you can position yourself as the veteran, right? So next, you got the charmer. This is the smooth talker. Okay. The charmer, they are very sweet without being over the top. Okay. But again, if you are the shy one and need more one-on-one time, because the charmer and the savvy salesperson, they're similar. It's just that the charmer is not over the top. However, both of them are so very attractive and knowledgeable about what they're doing. A lot of times they will look over to the masses and leave a lot of the people that need a little bit more attention behind. So they're almost like the Walmart brand, big box stores. But then you need some people that need the smaller brands so they can come in and talk and really actually get to know someone, to understand about the services and things like that. Next, you have the one-man show. And, we've all started off as the one-man band or one-woman army in entrepreneurship. And that's pretty much as someone that has mastered their skill from A to Z, right? They are the jack of all trades. And don't get me wrong, guys. Tim Grover says that the cleaner does everything. He does everything. But what he meant is he mastered each step of the process. So whatever it is that he wanted to do, personally, that personal goal, they were able to master each step of the process. And guys, something about business is that business is all about a set of fundamentals and principles. And the way you stay relevant and current is innovation. See, there's nothing new under the sun. It's all about how you utilize the opportunity that you get and how you're innovative, but also how you respect the principles and the fundamentals. And it's sad to say that a lot of people are in business, they truly do not understand the fundamentals. It's just like a fundamental of life is their seasons. No matter what happens, whether we have global warming or not, there will continue to be summer, spring, winter, and fall, right? There will continue to be day in, day out, month in and month out. So if we will continue to have seasons in life, you should also know we'll have seasons in business. This is what boggles me when especially small business owners does not have a contingency plan. It's like life is so fragile and crazy. How could you think that things will remain the same for a long period of time? Okay. Next. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. That was actually the sixth piece of the competitors. So, how will we begin to set up a plan to crush any competition that comes our way? Well, guys, first off, you want to have a plan, right? And the number one rule of goal attainment of any kind is to begin with the end in mind. Before you even think about competition or anything, think about yourself, because first off, this is about you. Because you don't want to be competing against someone and then you find yourself winning or quote unquote, and you're still not happy. Okay, that's because you're just looking at competition as competition, but you're not satisfied. So before you can create any plan of attack or strategy for business, you need to think about what is the goal that I'm truly going for? What is it that I want? Okay, is it an additional restaurant location? Is it an additional boutique location? Do I want to ramp up online sales? Do I need more influence in the community? What exactly is it that you want? And then once you figure out what you want, you're going to begin with the end in mind. And then you're going to start to come up with your blueprint so that you can get your desired result. So for an example, if you say, okay, I want to bring an additional $25,000 a month for my business. Okay, great. So now that you have that particular ending goal, now it's time to reverse engineer, which means take each step back from that goal to reach the beginning, to figure out what exactly you need to do. While you're doing that, while you're creating your plan, you will then be able to assess and see, well, who is my competition? Who am I sharing the market with? Whether it be on a global level, a national level, a city level, or a statewide level. You need to be aware of who is doing the same things you are doing so that you can position yourself better. Okay? When you understand that it's all about you knowing what you want, then you can go ahead and position yourself better for any competition that comes their way. And guess what? With you knowing the 3 levels of competitors matched with the 6 personality styles, guys, you could truly be unstoppable. Okay? Now, before we wrap this up, I want to give you 4 points on positioning yourself to crush your competition once you understand who it is and what type of personality that they have. Number 1, know your clients. Know your clients and your customer pain points. You have to know what your customer truly wants. Know what your customer wants. Next, find your unique selling point. See, when you understand what you want and then you understand the oppositions and the competitors that you face, now you can position yourself to have a unique selling point. So for an example, when I started my boutique, I used to do dry cleaning, pick up valet dry cleaning. No one in the boutique business at that time had been doing it. I also used to do home deliveries. No one at that time was doing it. Okay, so you have to find unique selling points. I also was offering insurance on the clothes, even though they were estate, slightly worn clothes. What I did was I offered insurance. So if someone stole it or if it was damaged, you could then receive another item from the store with a deductible, of course, with a similar to equal value of the item that you had, because you already understood that anything that you purchased was either a 1 to 2 piece deal. Okay. No one in the business was doing that. All right. Next, find your niche. What do you specialize in? Guys, everybody that crush it, they specialize in something. You specialize in a certain type of sport, a certain type of food, a certain type of cuisine, a certain type of ambience, a certain type of luxury, a certain type of customer. What do you specialize in? Okay. And last but not least, provide thoughtful leadership. Listen, guys, killing the competition, as we like to say it in the urban style, or crushing your competition, is not about just crushing them and leaving them way on the wayside. It's about providing thoughtful leadership to your customer base so they will want to come to you. See, people don't care about what you're selling and what you're offering, your services or products, so they know that you care about them. Okay. And crushing the competition, one of the best ways that you can do that is to provide thoughtful leadership. So how do you do that? Guys, is your website full of content that is relevant to what you're doing? Do you have any type of blogs or podcasts that positions your brand, positions you to be the expert in your field? Are you being thoughtful, or are you just trying to shove your products and services down their throat? Okay. Now I know a lot of you are like, well, do it really take all of that? Well, guess what? In the competitive days that we're living in right now with COVID-19, who knows what other challenges that life will throw our way? Yes, it takes all of this and some when you truly want to crush the competition. Okay. Well, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching this, checking us out today with this training. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And guys, I will see you on the next round. Have a great day, guys. Stay relentless.